believe that football brings us together. I believe in the power that peace can bring. Now we must all work together to bring about football for peace. Let us unite. Football for peace.
Oh, so you know, cause we're different, it don't mean we can't unite. For the game, do it right. Whether you win or lose, no matter how you type or you kind, we can make it a better place. So play the game, share the love, let them know say we get what we want.
Unity, love and peace on the field. One ball, one love, one goal. Even if the team different, but the aim in the game that is same. Let peace play a role.
Make we raise with glass and toast for the gift of life. Connect to the power, bring peace alive. The only race, not the human race, running to the finish is a victory. Anytime we align. Go!
One game.
Listen to the song. We are making history. You can sing along. Don't fight, go with the noise, yeah. This moment is all we are. We will give it all. Everybody say,
follow me, listen to the song. We're making history. You can sing along. Don't fight the feelings, go with the noise. This moment is all we have. We will give it all.
No matter your position,
Let's all play one formation.
global citizens, one people, one nation.
The goal is peace. We are all goalkeepers. Defend the fight we bring. The globe needs us.
We only get one shot, take up for the team. Peace is the trophy, we going for the win.
So ready, make you sign up. Set for the lineup.
Go with the ref, blow the first whistle till it's time up.
One game. If you check 'em, you go see, say, we are better together.
Come on. You know. Everybody, let's go.
Better together.
one game, one people,
One goal. Let's all unite.
one game, one people.
If you check 'em, you go see, say, we are better together.
Lots more they happen inside sports, and as we all know, well, the third place for the African Cup of Nations they on as Burkina Faso they beat Cameroon by 3 goals to 1 for the bronze trophy. But let's just welcome Desmond. Desmond, good evening again to yet another edition of the Sports Checkpoint.
Yeah, good evening, my sister, and good evening, viewers. Good evening, listeners as well.
All right, that's not the voice of Desmond. Keep watching and keep sharing this post as they bring you the very best inside sporting information. That's how they continue for share. Quick one, Desmond. Obviously, they watch the third place as we see. Well, the hosts they suffer now by 3 goals to 1 inside the match where they play Burkina Faso. What do you think about that before we come to the issues them proper?
This have been an early prediction. Have been an early prediction. Say Burkina Faso put up a very attacking side, and the bookmakers and earlier on speculate that Burkina Faso will win this game by a bigger margin. So it's not a surprise looking at how they don't run after Cameroon at the pitch, and looking at their performance so far. It's just amazing to see how they keep their composure, getting them goals, and they are still at the verge of getting as the game progresses.
Yeah, it's already 75 minutes played, and like 14 minutes more to play for, and the Bucanabis look so dangerous in the match. All right, let we come to the issues of the day. Well, today we're going to discuss about the Salon Premier League, as fixtures already don't be released for the 11th of this month, where the league will kickstart. We will look into that. We will also look at the referees then way FIFA don't give badge way na about 9. You get 3 women and 6 men where FIFA don't give badge way then can ref now any FIFA match or CAF match around the world, and how for promote them for make them get more matches, because if we league not consistent and not able to see the referees then they, but kudos to the FA for that. And also we go look at the press briefing where the FA and the ministry been jointly all beside John Keister, and the minister will go explain. But the out in Cameroon, how Leone Stars be perform and what's in the plan for the future. We go play them, then clip them there, and then we go discuss on them. And same way, so we'll bring you clip from the Premier League board PRO or media man, and Coach Lamine from the FA, and same way, so boxing, they prepare for host zone 2 na Salon. Well, the issue now money no day, but anyways, we'll go continue for looking to the issue then, and I go bring you roundup update of Sierra Leone players abroad, how some of the players them perform this weekend, with Christian Moses scoring a goal, the likes of Yaya Kalon, Issa Kalon, and Idris Kanu, they're all being get for make an input. But anyways, we keep on going, and welcome to the show. Keep following and keep sharing this live as we get more for discuss about sport. Desmond, make I come to you quick one. I want make we start with the referees them, where the FAB release say FIFA don't give 9 referees badge, including 6 man and 3 women. What do you make up of this development of the game?
Well, I think I welcome development for we sport, and now I welcome one also for female participation in sport. But on other note, we need for ask question who silent referees they also get for practice, but we not get a constant Premier League with the run, and we not get even a structured league wherein you go see them go out, go try for get the expertise that they don't learn for implement them. So I wonder how them will build that confidence, that capacity in them for really go out to bigger tournament, them not make mistakes their way, go taking their self-esteem and confidence from them, because refereeing, like any other sport in the world, now it's all about your confidence and self-esteem. So if you go there, you lack the confidence and self-esteem for common mistakes the way for make them. Maybe now you debut match that you for ref, that just take you off the calendar straight off, with no room for you coming back. So I just hope say they will not just think about decorating them, giving them certificates, giving them colors for dress beautiful, but creating also the avenue for them to go out there, ref matches where go put history, not only for themselves, for Sierra Leone. People write about them, say, wow, so we can also do it,
Yeah, a lot of questions been come about how the FA get them referees there. Yeah, a lot of people be asked about if not like them doing nationwide calls, or then just pick who that close to them. And I can't play the clip from Coach Lamine. But what do you think about the composure? 3 women, 6 men. You think say this
Well,
balance well?
balance well, actually. If you look at the history where we don't set in terms of refereeing, mind in West Africa, we don't get one of the first instructors them. We today, a lady from Bond, I don't forget the name. These were the first instructors, and then there's any way talk of the days that we get some cameras there holding the referee, then in a calf
Is it Elizabeth French or that of Agnes Abu?
I think it's Agnes Abu. We don't get Agnes Abu. We don't get Elizabeth French. And these are the days of Sam Kamara from Bo. So we would always make good headlines. So forget 3 women, them in a country of about 8 million people, and the youngest we are, I think we don't make a good headway. We forget more women participation in sport, because the women's sport around the globe now the fastest growing and fastest generating income. So that tells you how the growth they go, and how value women participation on the camp. So I believe we forgive more opportunities to women, create more avenue for them, let them feel belong. We're not doing them favor in sports. They have the capability. One of the ladies then wouldn't give medal, the precious Amaral. So now an athlete, when we were in a good school, she was one of the best and long distance runners in Abo. So Siam for can become a referee again. They around the sport world. For me, I think say another surprise to me. But I no doubt knowledge where you get and passion where you get for sport. She has been very constant in anything where they do. So I just hope say the platform will be there for them. May they express themselves.
All right, there we just listening quickly to waiting Coach Lamin. Now Lamin Tarawali, one of the media person for the FA, been say about how they get the referees them and how they get for move forward for make sure say then continue for capacitate the administrative point of view of the game itself.
Referees them now we been get we now them they officiate matches them for we and we will be get 6 man them and we get 1 woman we be go 7. So we as a football federation we thought and fit say we were there for promote the game. The game you know the only promotes no more the football players them more than they play, but at least other aspects than the way they develop the game. So we see and say the referee department now other thing that we need for upgrade for low meet the standard of other countries. So we been go and tell CAFs FIFA say we want follow we get again 2 we go 9 we will be able to bring new phases and pull some and bring some in with fit because as you know say any license where they give you now for 1 year then every year you go defend that license if you still able, which means you get for do fitness test, you get other things them where you did do. So we been go and get again where we don't get Umumara, we in a Central referee because all this time we not get the Central referee over 10 to 15 years. For more we get them Matade, other one that will not be ever get, yeah. So now we don't get Umumara, we in a Central referee, we don't get Fatimata Emasari, we in a assistant referee. So now we don't get a quartet of referee there. We don't mean quartet that we don't get a peer. We na 3 they go. We one day center, the other one the day. Now the assistants for AR1 and AR2 we don't get 3. Before now we not get them. Now I make precious Amara always will be the way they pair with the French people and Portuguese people. They find it very difficult for communicate simply because we're not to bilingual and only English able. So now that way you don't get now 2 other women that we don't join and now then we able to go and officiate and perform well in all them competitions then day. And also again, we begin newcomers them as you know say we don't pull some like the Dowd Williams, we don't pull out, we don't pull the Fori Mara, we don't pull other people then. So we bring in Mohamed Kuruma, where they from all the way from Konneh, we'll back again on Canada the FIFA list. They don't get Alhaji Kabia all the way from Poloko, we back on Canada the FIFA list again, and we get Swaibu, we in back Western area, in back don't come. So these are the people them we come inside. So now as I tell you, we get 9 FIFA referees the way they all the way to now appointments for let them begin execute their duty. And mind you, the certificate where they give them a license now only for 1 year, which means now only 2022 now from January to December. When January to December they go again and defend that, which means they go for the do courses, they go for go do fitness course, interpret the law and see whether they're okay, they're able to run and still get that speed before you continue.
Yeah, we don't see similar activities them where they happen inside Sierra Leone. Last time we see CAF and FIFA train referees them. Oh, now go train them again for ref the domestic league, when at the Premier League now. But when it comes to a continental competition, none of they invite them. Now waiting at the strategy where the Football Association don't put in place for make sure say they get capable and qualified referees them during the 2023 Ivory Coast Africa Cup of Nations, that our referees or the country could be represented by their referees and so on. I don't unveil.
Once that they based on the performance, we as a football federation, what we do, we only need for let we give them the best of ability, let them train and also keep them fit. So we can for let them do anything we therefore do it for appoint them for this. It's based on the performance. So now in we as a football federations, we push for them to give them more games them like for the African Champions League, the Nations Cup qualifier, the World Cup qualifier. If they give them games and they see their performance, now based on the performance they make, they call it over there. It's not about influence, not so that one. Because they see like Papa Gassama, we come a very smaller country. We're not Gambia. Gambia is a very smaller country. We don't know, even know that. But most of these crucial games they are in the game. They left the Nigeria referee. They went last year, the Nigeria referee. Went last year, South Africa, Egypt. But because of performance, not to sentiment for Sababu, so now Imek they did there. So now Imek will tell them, say they're not involved for match manipulation. Let them ref with their conscience and let them also let the eyes there on the ball. Let them do a very, very, very good waiting set. Yeah.
That's now waiting Coach Lamin been get for say. Then for do very good waiting safe. I don't understand what to try for me, but maybe for me knowledge, it's try for do very well in match officiating. But like Desmond we don't touch, and also the interviewer where David asked an excellent question. These referees always they trained by FIFA that they get the badge, but when it comes to invitation, and we not can get much unless for few like Raymond Coker and others will be done they go. They talk about Dowdy Williams and Fode Mara where they already don't retire, and these referees we don't get FIFA badge long ago. But because of lack of matches or whatsoever, we know they see much from them. So what thing you think about this, Desmond, from the interview where Coach Lamin talk about?
Well, I think the interview not just for outline how they get the badges them, and then what they expect from the referees them, and why is them beyond the struggle. But for crown everything when he said they see the lapses them also in waiting himself to say, because to be candid, if year in year out we get referees and we get badges, and then we only see them at the center stage, then it means the problem need for we look we self back. What are we doing for we get them at the center stage? How incredible we leagues and move they play in a salon? How many matches then per year or per month or week then the ref in Sierra Leone? We get the confidence for let them handle crucial matches in a Sierra Leone with the wall in eye go deeper and say yes. If they can do it in Sierra Leone, then they can also do it in Cameroon. So I think for me, I do believe it all boils around the structures the way we set now we country. As long as we not get a consistent league, well structured, where they attract better views and at the wall, and also FIFA will follow them, then it's a big problem for us. I think if you watch a drama, the drama is in Cameroon.
The host don't come from 3-0 down to 3-3. It's they draw now, and it's almost about 86 or 87 minutes or so. It's very much interesting na Cameroon now. I see they don't get goals galore anyway, and you see Abu Bakar now one of the biggest players for this tournament, the captain don't rise up to the rank and don't perform as a captain. So now on 3-3. Now Lord, we left this referee issue. Lord, go to one of the main points for today. So we national team be all return back, and we be done they ask for reports, waiting go on, because we even the one that we go not be there at the camp. So the one that we be there at the camp, what they expect for talk to we like the minister, the coach, probably the captain or whosoever, not be able to talk. But now they don't come out and talk. They brief the press a few days ago, and they began to talk about what everything go on now Cameroon and moving forward, what we for expect. Law listening first to waiting Coach John Keister been get for say.
I was given a 3-year contract, which was about qualification. We had a series of friendly matches where we started our players' identification, which took us into Mauritania, Niger, and then obviously preparation going into the 2 Nigeria games back to back, where I was the head coach. What we tried to do as a technical team was try and identify a lot more younger group of players that we could bring into the Sierra national team, and the experienced players. And we had to really try and transition. I think when I came into the job, I mentioned transition. And a lot of people were thinking about what transition was about. And I think now everyone is understanding what I mean about transition. Again, going to the final 28, we sat down as a technical team, as a group, and we identified the final 28 players that we took into AFCON. We've gone into our first match. We've looked at a lot of stuff around Algeria. You know, don't forget, we're playing our first match in a very, very difficult group. For us, when the draw was made and we was in that group, the most difficult match for us at that time was Equatorial Guinea. We wasn't thinking about Algeria, we weren't thinking about Ivory Coast. We were very, very, very uncomfortable around Equatorial Guinea. They're a team that's come a long way in the last 5 or 6 years, with some very, very good technical players. So that was very difficult. Prior to that, they had a very good result against Tunisia, where they won 2-0. So that was probably our focus more than the 2 other matches. We went into Cameroon. We looked at Algeria, 34 games unbeaten. That's probably been together 3 years or days with a group of players that are very experienced, very talented group. And again, our approach as Sierra Leone with what we have, we wanted to go and have a good start. We have to be patient. You see, Algeria have gone 34 games without losing. That's because they've been together for a long time. So they can change whenever they want because everyone knows each other in terms of how long they've been together. But from where we've come from to where we are now, I think we've come a very long way in a very short space of time. And that's why I think, you know, the desperation and the expectations went very, very high. On that note, again, hopefully you can understand, you know, where we've come from and how far we've come from. And let's take the positive.
All right, that's now waiting John Keister been get for say. He end there by saying we for take the positive out of what happened na Cameroon, Desmond. I know so you don't look this video again and again, and you get what you go don't think about what Keister talk about. He talk about with Johnny to the AFCON, the preparation itself, the qualification, how far we come from. He talk about the group opponent, them, how him as a coach and everybody we believe say we've been comfortable around Equatorial Guinea, but that end up for be with toughest match in the group. And he also talk about the standard where Algeria don't set we make they able for be consistent in going into competition, winning matches, and also be an outstanding team. So what you take from John in statements where he make?
Well, in the first place, I respect John in opinion. Now, opinion he make, not to a particular, because when they tell me, say you think, then which means you're not even sure of what you say. So if you tell me, say, what you say, I not think of I'm sure of what you say. So now your own opinion he make, and which I respect him for. But the bulk of the problem not only lies on Johnny in statements as well. It lies on we approach. Because waiting John they compare, say, if you look at how long Algeria been on together, or make them achieve what they achieve, so easy for let you know. So the question you ask yourself is Sierra Leone not part of CAF and FIFA? Also the same quota and budget we they get? We not get the same opportunities then? Are we not in the same continent for say for able to run the same systems and they couldn't say we run the system? These are all the questions that you ask for. Tell you say yes. We as a nation, or we they claim say we are a footballing nation, we football federation not even understand what in the federation they about and what they supposed to do as a football federation. Because if you go back now to North Africa, you look the likes of Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco. If you look the investment when they get in developmenting the infrastructures, and then you look at the development of the youth leagues then up to the national level, it tells you why then they get this ranking and performance where then they get compared to we. And they talk of selling players out of Sierra Leone. Why is the light of Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia? They are talking about hosting them players in home base for make them play there. That tells you that's how they build up. So if we not put the structure, the infrastructures in, we FA for understand, say yes, then for set a robust league where they run proper one way with players that will be getting good salary, they will be paid and feel comfortable in that league. Forget it. We will not go closer to this nation with the kind of expectation we will get. So, in fact, this is one of the reasons why we fail when we look at Equatorial Guinea. We go into Equatorial Guinea, we assume, say we go beat them. No. Taking from a footballing perspective, taking 2 points from Algeria, taking 1 point from Algeria and 1 point from Ivory Coast, not any achievement from a footballing perspective, not any achievement. looking at the players the way we get. But from a country perspective, we not go to African Cup of Nations for 25 years. We celebrate them as a victory. We celebrate them as a victory. But when we count out to teams and what we feel, we are more better than them. Look at how them play we. So that tells you from a footballing perspective, we don't even know what team we want. But from a country, we never taste this. We don't, for quite a long time, we not taste this glory. It brings the country together. It brings people that make people understand, say, yes, we can do it. But the bulk of the problem lies on the coach. How would you take 28 players, you use 15 outfield players then, and then you get 2 or 3 or 4 we injured, then you carry them go. And then you carry them go, you not even use them. You know, and then nobody not ask you question why you not use them. Then they tell we say you think without what you achieve. Okay, you've set your history, you don't qualify Salon, which is very good. I appreciate you for that. Another question, your job is still 100% one make them left you let you continue your job, because this could build the credibility of we other coaches them for themselves do hard for surpass you, so then we take after your legacy. But coming back for say you think say we've done a very good job there. We've not done anything good there. We just go there for go give players them boku per diem, boku match appearance money, and then also go give government officials them boku money for go sleep now hotel and per diem, because that's all we did. We take government people, the way government they pay millions of leons, carry them go to Cameroon, go host them, give them huge sum of money for 3 days with them did it, feed them, do everything. We then support for buy their own ticket and pay them lodging for go support them country. But then that's not patriotism, you know?
Yeah. All right. So now listen what the minister in being get for say from their own perspective, because themselves been get for talk waiting like what they say. So a lot of people go on their way. They aim the most important thing for them wasn't about Sierra Leone winning. It was about making sure them pocket full before this AFCON thing all done. We also affect with team in performance.
I can say it's an experience. Big experience. Our responsibility is to make sure we fund each and every national team that is representing the green, white, and blue flag. With regards to the national team, Leone Stars, I think we went with the team financially, adequately financially adequately. We made sure we give the national team, the technical team, what we think is projected for. Our first match, of course, it was a thrilling match. But again, I must confess that I was only able to watch the second half of the match. Reason being, as a leader, I had wanted to see each and every Sierra Leonean being allocated into the stadium. Before that day, before we had the match, my executive director ran up to my hotel room, said, Mr. Minister, the players want to talk to you. I said, what's the matter? They said, if we don't give them the $5,000 match appearance, they will not play. I said, what? I said, they will not play. And mind you, the budget spares it very clearly that 3,000 match appearance, 1,500 draw, 4,500 winning bonus. This is what happened. So we play around the $7,500. So when the tension was so high, negotiating with them, and time was against them because they were to report at the National Stadium, 11 o'clock, is it? Mr. GS, 11, was it 11? Okay, we were in that meeting up to even after 10 o'clock. So I had no alternative. I had to take the bull by the horn. I ordered my executive director to pay them the $5,000 match appearance. So this is the case. So match 1, match 2, match 3, all of them back $5,000 for match appearance. Match draw was $1,500. We had no problem of finances. Nobody can tell you that. But we have challenges. Because that's a neutral ground.
All right, that's now it's in the minister being get for say. Few of what the minister being get for say. We will come back and play our other interview for the minister about the stadium where we go see $40 million renovation. A lot of people they ask questions, say why they're not going to build a new one. But anyways, Desmond, you don't listen to the minister and make one point. First of all, we start say then they sponsor every national team. We make a question mark with because there are a lot of time where we don't see teams that don't go into competition. They know they get equal. She are not even 1/3 of what in Leone Star they get. Example, the male and female cricket national team where go since last year for compete in Africa Championship, now Rwanda and Botswana respectively, not receive allowance up till now. Now the association fund the whole trip. With female players them, the under 20 and the under 17, we see the wahala way be they behind them per day to the point that they say the ministry say because of Leone Star, their attention all day to male football now, they're not going to take care of them for the competition and they not give the allowance. And the FA will be stand for give them also issue being calm. And we also see we under 17 women, they already withdraw them from a World Cup because money not there. So waiting now you take about the minister and statement.
Well, to be candid, I know just appreciate what he say. You know, sometimes I can say let we for make political statement and try for fool the minds of people. You know, go snap on the podium like that one they say, we don't make sure we support every discipline. As we dey talk now, so the boxing association, then passport they na Nakovac the hand. Since then come on Serbia, then passport then and Nakovac the hand. As a result, because the FA and the government not support them, yes. And then we get cricket as well. Where they don't win a lot of medals. They don't do a very wonderful job. Then they not get their money, they not get no recognition. We get athletics, we been go Nigeria. Then they on the verge. They ask state today for their money, nothing, no they come. So for come in public and make them statement, they also they can say in a political statement, then what would they make just for please with political ideology and say this is what we've done as a government. It doesn't add up to anything we want to see now with sports. You know, this is the reason why we not to say we not get the kind of people that we get within it take for let we get good athletes in a salon, but because nothing is there for let them reflect in their life. That's why we know they see them, and the one that really come then save they suffer. So in statement where you make for me, I find I'm say a need for revisit. Sometimes waiting what you want for say to we because we know waiting that happen and we know side the problems and the air of saying then send somebody in a salon back for can't take money or get a meeting with in the executive director about paying the players $5,000 for match appearance or so, or then play around the money. Now you get forget a statement from the government inside for let them will justify what he make give the order for make them use that kind of money there. You know, there are a lot of questions then we did for ask around, especially in your own administration, because since he come the issues and we will find out with waiting in the sing praise on, these are things that we questionable. You can't tell me getting 16 professional out of salon, they use them as a yardstick for talk saying that this you don't achieve as a minister for 3 years. No. We're talking about what thing that happen inside your country. Some of them professionals there we go, not to UK and go, not to government pay for them and go. Government not do nothing, and they all way don't go. And there's nothing you can tell me saying a government ain't pay flight or government ain't fan clubs for them. No. Now then clubs they wouldn't deal with. Now then fan club for them players and they. What thing for the talk about is you say when I go for build 11 stadium. Where are the stadiums? Yes, where are the stadiums that you guys have built? You say when they cater for all sport them. Why are the other disciplines suffering? We see what happen with the handicaps them. Where for go play African Cup of Nations qualifier or whatever in Tanzania. Now they end up for begin dance na streets, go to British Council and all the embassies in Africa before they able raise their money for go. 9 minutes. But you know, all waiting people they melt that we the people in a salon are waiting we they create for we self. Now there you go see some people they go romance with the issues them around waiting then they do and begin to say, oh yes, it's fine, then they try, then they this, then they that, you know. We get for do better than waiting we do because sports get a lot for keep young people going.
And the ministry gets one quality for release press statement fast when it comes to issues wey surround them. We see where LAC be the talk them and make mention of giving the wanting to give Leone Stars 150 million or whatsoever dollars, but we see the ministry come out quick and deny the allegation, and still will they try for investigate. I talked to Jida for inviting at this show, but he tell me say go busy because in one possible way I think be supposed for represent LAC in that presentation of the money to Leone Stars. Although rumors they come say the money actually they not been donated. But we go can look into the stadium issue. $40 million for renovate the national stadium. Is it worth it, or does it worth it, or should we just go ahead and get a new stadium? It really worth it for renovate a stadium with $40 million, or we can go ahead and get another stadium whilst they renovate this one for a minimal amount. We'll come to that. We'll play an interview soon. But Desmond, another thing where they talk about players allowance where they add later, they talk about they don't get the agreement where for be $3,000 match appearance fees, but later things change. The players and say they're not going to play because they want an increment of an additional $2,000 where for making $5,000 additional appearance fee. So you think say this may make sense, or is it that you get people away being just care about the money, not about playing the match, or the players they look at and say, look, this is our chance. We hardly let we get this opportunity, let we just go and get what we want now.
No, but to be candid, Maggie, now waiting, like, look me, the structures and way you set up, now they tell you what you achieve. The players then demand for more money because they know say after this competition, there's nothing more to call home for. Yes. And some of them, even the clubs, they wouldn't pay, waiting they make, too measurable for make them able to leave after. And then no say the country in a one where you not get from them, where you left football. It's either you come back and begin big, or you go to on Gateman a national stadium, or then turn you security. So then self don't touch and fit it. If we not get dignity for what we do, then wanna pay with the money we go help keep with families and going and help keep yourself going in case we get a breakdown along the journey. So I believe say me, that's one of the reasons why those guys demand that kind of money they, and looking at the service where they put, then deserve what they ask for. But if the government really get a better approach, get a better understanding waiting they happen around players' development, players' motivation, and all other things, then we know for even Dana Cameroon, they ask for money. Yes. These are the smaller things then where you for don't clean up before you go to a tournament. So from that point where they tell you, say, we're not going to feel because we not get money, it tells you their mind is totally divided. So even the money where they give, the money not serve as motivation. The money not serve as nothing. For the fact that they don't voice them out, it tells you their mind is split. So these are issues you address before they go. Nations then we serious. This is what they did before they went there. So the players then go there, then focus on only football. Everything is settled.
All right. Okay. We go still continue for the assess because we get for start new qualifications on inside June where all length here for don't be settled, but we stadium go be renovated. Now we go quickly to the Premier League board as they don't release the fixtures for the as the league will resume on the 11th, and now we listen to what's in the media man for the PLB being get for say as they be interview.
The second round of the Premier League for the start last month, when at January 7, but cannot start because of one or two factors. But before I even come to that day, people can remember say the first round of the league don't end November 21st, 2021, and it be end successfully amidst the challenges they will be faced. So we believe in plans to start the league by January, but we'll not be able to start January 7 because of certain constraints there. One, money, and two, because of the Nations Cup. You understand?
Yeah.
So decide for start to the 21st. We'll not be able for all them again because of the same reason them. But we call the clubs them again and decide say, in fact, na Cameroon Day, the club representative them, the chairman of the board, SLFA, Ministry of Sports, NSA, they all sit down and decide say, well, let them send out to the 11th. and hopefully we'll start the 11th.
All right, Ishmael, we don't Lori look at the transfer windows. How like the transfer done day? Because we in Sierra Leone we don't see beaucoup teams players and they move, but the teams and they grumble. How una they look into that?
But transfer windows right now clubs and we don't register. We extend them to the 7th again because one player is in the way not be don't sign any player 8. You want still one sign player, you can still do that within the days they will don't put. But after the 7th, we don't accept any registration again or any signing. So clubs and we don't really they don't how they call them. We don't really do very well in that area and we want to commend them for that day.
All right, finally, what you going for tell the fans the Premier League clubs them?
Well, we don't engage government, the Minister of Sports, on then stuff them, and also official for coming for support. So we look forward to see them support them day. But then they not gonna make this time around. We push the gate again. We continue the starts. The second round starts the 11th, then on this Friday, and we'll make sure say we able for end. The last thing I want to talk about now the pitches. We also the stadium can close them, they for rehabilitate them. So most of the clubs them within a feature, you know, in a stadium and need for old matches. Some of them don't identify fields them, we then for then games them for host them matches them. So then today's year the Premier League board and the SNFA don't go inspect some of them picture and will come out with statements or reports on meeting and the findings on some pitches them. But for the teams that are the provinces, they're okay because they can get venues them. Another Pueblo than they. Before I go, I just want to appeal to everybody. They let them support the teams them as the league they start. The second round of the league they start Friday. Let them support the teams them. And no matter how they go play, let them follow the teams them because we want to make sure they get a successful climax to the 2021 Sierra Leone Premier League by God's grace.
That's now the voice of Ishmael Saidu Kanu, one of the media man for the Premier League board. Desmond, from Ishmael in statement is like money not even there, and we understand that because clubs they say they not even get money for the resumption of the league. And going forward, also another issue now that the Western area teams and the teams in Afriton they get issue with who side them for host the matches. We know a few where officially they don't make it official it, but they already don't identify venues like the Wusum Philo, you understand, say teams like FC Yuansin and FC Kalon want for the host the matches. Other clubs, them also they look for other venues. So waiting you think say for be done for let we get a successful second round of the league. And you think say this good for let we they get long break inside a seasonal league?
Maggie, when you fail for prepare, you also fail for achieve. We don't know say even before we go for AFCON, everybody we don't know say yes, then we don't announce and say then get for this stadium according to the Minister of Sport now been in June then for don't do June of last year. They don't push until to this time. So need for don't they made them for don't fend plan B getting up to USA with this. But nobody, this boils down to what I can always say. We not value sport. We really not value waiting we get. All waiting we care about now, like I say, we do favor. People want for use sport as a stunt for their own gain and their own ideology around them, but not to actually follow the country and picking them, young people in our society benefit from them. Because if say, now one national stadium we get, and then you're talking about renovating and a brand new one, as the minister they say a renovate and brand new one, then need for them they make them invest in them community feeder fields them. What it will cost to a country for make them put artificial turf on the ground and then just fence the perimeter? Because when you fence the perimeter, then you don't save the referee and also you don't save the players them from crowd invasion. But nobody thinks about waiting the big sustainability to the game. Everybody think about now this we want for do, now this we get for do, but there is no plan. You look at waiting the spokesman they say, even the clubs, They've asked so many questions. What are we playing for? Waiting at the couple they play for. Who's how will they get seed money? There is no seed money as well. And the problem also not only lies on the Premier League board and the government side and the FA, but it also lies on the clubs them as well. For example, what are the clubs also doing for generating income outside the FA and government funding? What are they doing? How many of them don't see football as a business?
Yeah, for merchandise and product them.
Yes.
Like FC Calon, they do the young shall grow, then
Yeah.
they produce thing them for sale to the fans them. I hardly see other clubs like Lions, Blackpool, they do this.
So this
And
this for me, this is Nameka can say when you talk pan the dog, you get for talk pan the bone. If we look at it, say the FA is not doing what they are supposed to do, government is not doing what they are supposed to do. But what about you, the clubs? We get better opportunity if we now put structures in place for attract better and business partners them, for attract better opportunities for selling our players them, for even attract better partnership with better clubs them outside Sierra Leone. So people also get for change their ideology. Say it's not me not the manager, me not the CSO. That doesn't add up to anything around the club. Look like people like Emmanuel Ablai Safa. Waiting you don't begin doing that in lower where you get. This guy don't go to Southampton. This guy don't cross the borders of Sierra Leone for go build better partnership and see how best he can able gain waiting he go need for in players there. How many clubs in Sierra Leone are thinking that way? First, you might not get the structure, but open the connection with people who can help you for build the marketing area, for restructure things and where you need to restructure for yourself. What did it take you for going on Facebook and write, say, we look for and qualify volunteers then in this capacity in a football club or with football knowledge like this? Then they out here, so many of them. All you need for do and for pay them transport, give them accommodation, and give them the free space, make them work and train other people there. But people don't care about it. When we talk, they say that because of who we find we said. And we who we find we are learning. If you guys are not giving us the opportunity for comeback, well, we're not going to keep on to we say we go show now waiting available out here. So what we're not going to use. Even for building stadiums and they, for building pitches and they, go to YouTube, go to Facebook, go to Google. Right here, we look for volunteers and we specialize in these areas. You see thousands of people that will go come. They don't work all their life, then get the experience. Some of them, they one day on a tour now. They will easily come, put a team together, go do a marvelous job for you without you spending a dime cent on them.
Yeah. All right. So the fixtures where they release, we see Central Parade go host Eastern Lions. Well, the venue where them put now Shaka Stevens Stadium, and that will be on Friday, 11th February. And following that, Baibure Warriors go host Arslav na Putlocker on Saturday. And the same Saturday, Cambo Eagles go host Anti-Drugs inside Konneh. And also on Saturday, Slifa go host Sport Authority na Atuga. And then the same Saturday, Old Edwardians go play host to FC Wansi na Shaka Stevens Stadium. As of now that they know the fixture, although the media man don't talk and say some teams then don't they change their venues, especially the one they with the free turn. And on Sunday, Usum Stars go play Eastern Tigers na Makeni, and Diamond Stars go play FC Calon na Konneh. And then the same Sunday, we go see Usai Sierra Leone Police go play Bow Rangers na the Shaka Stevens Stadium. That's now how the fixture stand for the weekend of the 11th, 12th, and the 13th, where the league go resume again. Now, let we just play the minister in interview on the issue of renovating the stadium for $40 million.
Start and say big thank you for this opportunity Una give me. Of course, the stadium we for no say now the only stadium this will get now the western area. And a stadium where they been built since the 70s and 1979, if my memory can serve me right. Now the tender with the commissioner, and since the commissioner, a lot of activities that don't take place. You think of sport, you think of entertainment, other social activities. This one great stadium. This stadium na Chinese man dem bilam. You look again, the U building na Chinese man dem bilam. So Chinese man them since then no say na then young baby project. Then he make sure say then get time where they can come for can do the renovations. You know, This work, as I tell you, for we don't start long since. But again, this the way we call Corona. Corona na make this project here late so. We don't make by God in power. The work will start February 26. We go get a groundbreaking ceremony on the 25th, the 26th of this February, then start because the team they all done there. Then equipment them, some don't come, some then at the sea. They head for Sierra Leone. So the reason we to make more this project are delay now because of the corona. And you know see this corona we say be so more prevalent na China. Na China. You see, so Bokutin they will go bien. So we thank God now that this sick here don't they subside. Not only even in Africa, Europe says we don't see now improvement. But today we thank God the Chinese are here for letting them start this renovation. Thank you very much. This is now a huge project. Of course, we already the money we surround the refurbishment of this project. Don't tell you say not to picking renovation. It's like now a brand new stadium back then they can't give it. Let's start from the entire facility then they can improve on. The hostel number one, then they standardize them. Then they standardize the hotel in such a way that even with national team players them, we no get for go waste money again. Any of the hotel them for go lodge them now then go there. Now we go house them. Then you come to the pitch, then go give you a brand new pitch because the assessment team will be in can then we take the soil of this pitch as a specimen, then go with them and know the correct type soil then for camp put the way go able make we get a sustainable pitch for the use where even rain can self will not go poor. So that one they get for be a brand new. A natural turf. Brand new natural turf. Then we will get for see again the Tata tracks because in color are blue because I already get the design. The design there with me now. The Tata track get for be a brown Tata track now and get for G. Then the stadium because we really advocate for let them give the stadium all over cheers. But then they emphasize is since the wall done so old for Piassam it will really create a problem. Maybe let the wall not crack. Then whole world, likely where the work start, then go note it, then go do. But the completion of the how they call it, the presidential, the cover stand, then go try for expand them and see then get order more chairs them for let you will get a broad-based accommodation. Then from there you can look at the how they call themselves, the basketball. The basketball, say na also modern basketball, which they call it, because you get the volleyball, you get the lawn tennis. I can tell you that get for gear according to the design I get, then get for gear inside a small pavilion. We say people then get for the student they watch. We basketball they play, the volleyball they play, even the lawn tennis, then get for gear and improve and in floodlights them. You don't see even the main ball, the floodlights then get for change them. Now that short floodlight, then they can get them. Then they can even make sure say the scoreboard, then get a modern scoreboard, not to that I think they get for do it and get a brand new. Even the offices them, then get for do standardized offices them. And we don't agitate, we don't advocate to them say the offices and the doors they're all for the out, they're not for the inside the main board stadium. I think they don't ascertain to. Of course, now a project of 40 million.
All right. That's now waiting the minister been get for say now a project of $40 million and everything gets for be brand new with the hope that they're able for put seats that cheers them at the stadium according to the Chinese people or the expert they already come now that the stadium in concrete don't like all and then they get issue that, but then go look at what they go do. So Desmond, 40 million project for the national stadium, rebranding the hostel, we go make sure say Leone Star players or any other athletes where they come, no go lodge in a hotel, but then go use the hostel. What do you think about this and what in the minister they talk about? First of all, the timing, they talk about Corona, we delay the process and all of it.
Maggie, if we country now one where we really care about accountability. I bet you that national hostel or national stadium, the money they don't spend previous years, previous government and everybody for renovate that hostel, people for don't ask where that money they go. people for don't outside them money, then they don't go. Then at the end of the day, you will begin ask questions, say, okay, are we getting it right or we're not getting it right? So the issues them around say then they can't renovate or they get a brand new one. It is a look complicating. In the talk of brand, in the talk of renovate. So who said we stand? In the first place, let we get and clear. A renovation then they can't do. So we gonna say yes, now renovated something we they get. A brand new one, then it means then they break everything, then put brand new things then they. But the way you don't begin specify, I think a call for let we begin ask question and let we open we eye them properly for know wetin they happen there. Because one thing way bad panenka development here so now short-term work Chinese then they do, especially in Africa. If you look all the jobs in which Chinese they don't put their hand in Africa, now short-time work, not a long-time work. Now work with them they do quick one after 1 or 2 years, you see you can get problem. You can look with roads then. Now then come the if you look the layer of tile with them put there, one rain car don't wash everything. So the same goes to our stadiums them as well. Go to Bo Mini Stadium, check how many years you don't take. Even the outside don't crack. The wall they don't crack. Everything don't begin destroyed. Okay, we get a culture of maintenance. We lack in our system. But that national stadium, the money they use for saying they can renovate and brand new, if we don't put them aside and think of building something new and something sustainable and easy for access. Because the manner in which we deal with property and a salon is wrong. Like with National Stadium, now they pray, now they Christian crusade, now they Muslim, then they pray, now they president, they go give statement, now they then they dance paddle, now they then they dance gumbe, now they the musicians and the lodge, now they everything they happen, and now they back football for play. So tell me, how you can able manage that? So we for begin take some of the activities that we know they help that place for be sustainable out of that place there and let it there for the purpose of football.
Okay. All right. So talking about the outside of the stadium itself, we get the lawn tennis, the volleyball, and the basketball courts where they together. In modern day sport, those sports can play in an indoor facility or a facility where gets top cover for make sure they concede the win. Now looking at the way where the minister they talk is like this renovation and just they come and get sit around and change the floodlight. What do you think? Because in Sierra Leone, the whole of Sierra Leone, not only one indoor facility together now the judo course, the judo gym where they na bo where Sensi Idris Masakoi through the help of the Japanese people being get for support Sierra Leone Judo Association for letting get a standard gym day na both town. But all around Sierra Leone, even with table tennis gym na stadium, not look proper as you can't get fans sitting around for watch table tennis because the gym just they open. So what do you think they for don't do in this aspect in terms of getting a proper indoor facility where go host all indoor games?
Well, that's what I mean. The question now for Ask Maggie, are we running with time? We the run with time or we still lay backward? Because if you go to a stadium, basketball, volleyball, lawn tennis, they're all day together. So, and mind you, tennis now a mental game. You need quietness. You need your own area where you play. You know, get nothing like distraction. You're not going to run tennis tournament, then you get people the alap and volleyball and basketball, the blow whistle. So these disciplines supposed to be totally separated. Like the area we talk of getting an indoor facilities, like that whole area. If me they run the construction or renovation of that place, that whole area, volleyball, basketball, and tennis, I would definitely left them for tennis alone. Put multiple tennis courts and pavilion, and then take basketball, volleyball, take them to a different park around the stadium, make it just day for the day. So everybody get your own, and when you build things and they then get your own offices there within the facilities. Let them get their own offices and their own gym, everything within the facility. So it helps make the things there. And we for look at the standard as well. Because anything I wouldn't build it, then for build something we could stand the standard of international competitions. Because if you go renovate there, you want to host volleyball international competition, then you not get the venue for host town, then who do you attract? If you want attract, you want host the regional competition on basketball, then you don't get the standard. What you do? You want to do the same to tennis? What do you do? So we therefore begin think of times, work with the times instead of just doing things because we want for do. So the analogy way in the gear around how the renovation will get for look like, now make a test in a quick fix. Like that we practice feel where we get, that we practice feel. If these people are really sober-minded in football, then can able run that artificial tough day, give them dressing room, give them a own mini pavilion day where people go sit down. Because the reason why they put pavilion and seats them, now for accountability. Because if you get 6,000 seater, you know, see now 6,000 people in the sit down. So if now 10,000 times 60,000, you already know the money you get for come out. So you're not going to begin at the aid again. But we know they work with times. We they work just for please the moment. And then when it can say, oh, if we know, if we don't extend the project this way again. But come on, we're not for the think that way again. We for begin think with time now, working with the time.
Yeah, so Boxing Association win the bid for host the Africa Zone 2. In all of this, we they talk about money when are available, playing facility or for stage there, put on stage for do the bouts. We don't know how we get for Bimbo. Most likely, then can use Lagunda. We know so then can use other places around Bo. But now we listen to waiting the media man for boxing being get for say as they received the bid, but not happy as up to now they're not able to get money for even the trip where them been go where government not pay their it for.
To the country the way get for honor because we get country the way they all bid for this zone too we like get for happen within West Africa continent no more within the West Africa continent we like we get 15 country now 16 but like the one that we get for honor probably then the preparation and then we send the information there now but like now we win the bid from the Zone 2 Council and the Ibahim committee, where then they come together, will be bid. So, like Sierra Leone, we win the bid for host time in March 31. Now, everything for start. The international competition will go, even though we not win medal day and we not win like a specific bout day, but like we representation be shown and we representation be really good. We get boxers and we show administratively, I think will be perfect day. So like when we do this bidding, assess on end things and they all and say, okay, then we go do it. The only thing like you don't say no more, they don't give you the hosting right. But as we speak to you, we get more than 40,000 debts all for pay to the international federation where we're not able to pay it. So like we get that stress there, and as we speak, even we boxers and we executive there, most of the money that we then wait them call now, they're not able to refund them money they it and then passport them still with the copy people in Alunde. But like notwithstanding, we don't accept for host the competition. So we try now for put things there in place. We don't try for get meeting with the ministry, the new director of the director of sport and the Ministry of Sports, because now we don't get two directors and then get the executive director within the NSA, then you get the director of sport now at the Ministry of Sports. So we don't try for engaging two people and the minister say we go ahead with this thing. The only challenge we get now two. One na finance, then the other two na and na who side for host the competition. So like the two challenges the nanny now get.
All right, finally we will tell interested boxing fans them, the boxers them within the country and the stakeholder general where they put on the sport.
I think with this, I feel say now a good drive this for the whole country. But within now West Africa as a small nation, they watch we and say we say okay, we host this zone 2 for we and we get forget different nationals that we get for camp. I think that is good for the tourist system in the country and all boxing fans. I think this will make the sport become more popular and people and become more excited for go around the sport and do something around the sport. So like now Dandy, we all happy for. But like, let me remind you, we still get problem with venue because we understand say Shaka Stevens Stadium on February 25 innovation they start. So they try for see McKinney or Bo and for the option.
Well, that's now waiting Alaji being get for say in the media man for the Boxing Association. Desmond, we will just talk about the boxing waiting for us. But mind you, viewers out there, this na the Salon Gym waiting a stadium. I think say all in gym you get for the issue because Usa people then go train. This not a gym where they stadium. Usa they train the strongest man them. And if you self want to be physically fit, you can join them or contact Coach Sonny Johnson, when are the head coach for the gym, and same way Sonny coach will produce heaps of talent in terms of weightlifting, powerlifting, and strongest man. So if you they look out there for find a gym where you go able to go physically fit, do your bodybuilding, that's not the gym where go be recommendable for join. Then call them the Salon Gym and then at Shaka Stevie Stadium. So Desmond, you are waiting Aji they talk. You talk about hosting venue and also the side for host the countries where they come in. Same way, so money will don't be one of them biggest issue for host this boxing championship where go be inside match.
Well, Maggie, this now what we can talk about. Let we decentralize with activities then, because if we decentralize with activities then we get other regions and we go attract then kind facility then kind disciplines and also. But if we just focus on on Freetown, now the national stadium winner the hope they close. Waiting boxing don't begin strain for. Now venue. So, but if we decentralize the sport, it go around, then go move to Bo, then go move to Konneh, then go move to McKinney, then go move to Cambia, then go move to Port Loco. But we just centered with activities and saying Freetown as if Freetown is the only paradise for Sierra Leone. And that's why we struggle for get things in right. That's why we even short of talent them. Because when you go to these other areas, there are talent there, but not in order for attract them. Say if they come into this sport, this is what they will benefit from. So me, I look at and say we approach overtime in sport now we country. It don't hinder a lot of progress now we country. So even the boxing, I don't follow all the disciplines in our country from a small. I know the days boxing, we get renowned boxers the way myself been they go to boxing gym they with. They go watch them where they train and try to get some skills from them. But today, if you go look how it is, there's nothing to write home about. There's never been that sustainability growth around them. The one that we don't come, the new one, they get the talent, but they don't get the capacity for run them. So the need there for let we begin think in a unique manner for let we give opportunity to others in some other parts of the country, let them say benefit from them sports there. So, but it's really, really hard trending for CC. Every sport discipline, they strain for get money. But like I say, Maggie, you can't talk on the dog, you leave the bone.
Yeah.
These disciplines, what are they doing on their own for generate income? This is my question.
That's exactly what I want for ask you, you know?
And I keep telling them, practically waiting the work. Then say, you possibly say the work. Maggie, as I'm talking to you in Konneh now, we run an academy in Konneh with the kids who they come to the academy, then they pay for them participation. Yes, we don't make headway through them. But when you tell them how you do and they say, oh, people not get waiting for it, people not get place for sleep, how you expect them for go pay for get sport? But if you not start somewhere, how can you get somewhere? Even here,
an example of that now judo. The judo president Idris Masaka, although a lot of people can say in one they run an association, but he do a good thing with judo where he gets for write a project to the International Judo Federation for a judo gym, and we see say then grant them, and they like today judo gets a whole venue for themselves where if they want for host even international competition, they're able to host them at both town. Because then get a standard gym where the international federation collaborates with the local federation for able for make them get. So sport like boxing and others, things say them for take similar move so they can get something for themselves on their own, where they can easily use for make money. Because we don't see times where boxing they organize, money fight, we call them the money fights. We're not getting nothing for do with the Olympic regulation, where they can get that they put 10 million, 100 million, say this and this fight, and all that thing, then the organization then for come and support as well.
Yeah, but Maggie, you said it all. If we not the approach, if we not get the knowledge for approach the right people them around with sport, how we go grow? Like Masako, he talks to within a judo. Honesty counts as well. When he writes, he get the opportunity. What he do? He take the money for himself. He connive with the people there. No, he look at the legacy where he go left. Today, if he's no longer there, somebody go efface the name. Somebody will ever take what he don't do from her. No, nobody will ever take it from her. So Maggie, if you go, now make I say, if we go do proper investigation year in and year out, all those facilities, the association where they're affiliated with don't send money for make them renovate and do something good. But where is the money? Where it go? Nobody knows. Nobody know. So the problem is accountability. Now one thing we're missing, and also the area of business minds. Sports should be run as a business entity. Bring in the right people who can set up the market areas, them who can able market the activities there. Una for come on from just thinking, okay, we want for go participate on Olympic. No, you should be able to say, look, we want for get Sierra Leone boxing festival.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We won't forget Western Union boxing festival and salon. We invite all other nations around, being organized in Sierra Leone. That's how you make money. But nobody thinks about. Everybody thinks about going for Olympic and then African all games and waiting, and then what did you go win there?
Yeah, and coming to it now, we stadium they shut down on the 26th. The country they prepare for the Birmingham Commonwealth Games where they take place this year, maybe mid in the year, June or July or so. Who side the athletes then get for train with the stadium shutting down? When now there you get the swimming pool, now there you get the boxing gym, now there you get the lawn tennis court, you get the table tennis court, and all of these sports get for be represented except for cycling where then can use the road.
Well, it's now a big problem. Now the Premier League, they talk about Premier League for start. Now you said don't go outside the box. You don't bring the other disciplines and we get for fit for go to. You know, we own perspective is about going for good represent. Like waiting the minister say, he say we purpose of going to AFCON and for go gain experience. You've not been in a competition for 25 years. You go there, you see for go gain experience. The Gambia, they've not been to work to African Cup of Nations or any major tournament for 57 years. Who side them come out? Now experience and go buy. No, they didn't go there to buy experience. They get 100 and more professional players that would play around the whole of Europe, and then get the data where they identify outside them players and they could tell you them performance week in and week out. We get them. So how we go know what you get?
But that's more we see other countries them. They make use of the legends them. Okay, for this Nations Cup, we see they say, okay, we appoint Mohamed Kalon for be ambassador for and Mohamed Kalon not even did it for the last game. Where maybe something fishy happen, we don't know, instead not talk. So what do you think about we legends them, the role where them for play and how they for collaborate with we FA, looking at an article where we see about countries where they bring in the legends and for make sure so they play the Alaji Diouf, the likes of the DRC also we bring national team players for make sure say then collaborate for let them get the young talent the way they across Europe and different partners of the world, let them know say this is our country we need for represent, because this country now they don't suffer more in the hands of France, Belgium of losing their talented players to their nation than they.
Well, it just tells you that these people they know what they want. We don't know what we want, and we don't know what we get in we missed. Because if we know what we get in we missed, then we go tap from them people then they and see that we get the growth we not supposed to forget. Like the DR Congo we talk, so we bring Christine, Sabani, and Nondo. Now I mean former now Kalon in former teammate with all playing at Monaco. Now they don't bring come for serve as advisory board. And not only in you get them Alaji Diouf for them. You get Dizeli Miseli where they play for France. Now Congo, then Congo ambassador in Europe. Then and Congo the ambassador in Europe for convince them picking away come out from Congo where they are abroad, where they are around Europe for go play back for them countries and yonder. But these people value waiting they get. We not value waiting we get. But again, you know, we just look at say them for give position. But the question is as well, you the veterans, you now don't play the game before. What you now don't do for sure say yes. Competency day for make them bring una come in the folder for make una administer. If they all go to the corner, the grumble no more say, oh, we they not give we money, we they not they help we trip come for travel, they not they put we name they would I go take them for give them position. But if you see them they run administrative setups and then communities and they know what they do, it they send a message say we know what we do. So then second for begin think outside the box. What can we do for convince we nation say yes? we are a force for reckon with for growth of sport now with country.
All right. We will come back and talk more, but quick one before we plan for go. Let we look into Sierra Leone players abroad. We players them already. Some man be don't return to in club back after the African Cup of Nations, and few we not represent. We still they play, and this now how some of them perform this weekend. Well, captain for Leone Star Umaru Zengele Bangura being they in action for inside Zamax inside them 2-1 victory against FC Shafun inside the Swiss league. Well, inside England, Josh Koma been there in action for Huddersfield Town, and he played for 60 minutes as them beat Barnsley 1-0 na the FA Cup. And he been get for make the assist. So this Josh Koma now one player where Sierra Leoneans they really don't set eyes on, and then they really look forward to for represent Sierra Leone, but how and this now outside the FA and other people who concerned about sports for coming and make sure say them convince some of them players there. Amadou Bakayoko, we get a lot of question mark, a lot of Sierra Leonean he asks about his name. Well, now a Sierra Leonean he born na Konneh and he always want to represent Sierra Leone. Amadou Bakayoko gets a late equalizer for Bolton Wanderers as they draw 1-1 away to Mokabi, now the English League One. Bakayoko replaced Dion Charles inside 78 minutes, and Binge forgets the goal for make sure say inside get the much needed point, even though then draw 1-1. And we see the kind of tension inside that match day. Idris Kanu come from the bench on the 89th minute of play as he's inside Northampton Town, where he just transferred so on loan, beat Wassel 1-0 away from home. Well, he'll be able to forget some minutes inside that one day. Yaya Kalon, where they play na Genoa, now be unused sub inside the match where them play against Roma, then draw 0-0, and the match be interesting as well as we see both sides being get for see red card and but Yaya not been play inside the match, but it be travel with the squad. Issa Kalon play for 66 minutes inside SC Kumbo, then 3-2 defeat to FC Utrecht, now the Dutch Eredivisie. Alex Bangura been played for 90 minutes. Alex Bangura now the left back for Kumbo, and himself now a Sierra Leonean way. Well, if he don't turn down first invitation, he say one for concentrate on club football. Hopefully, if Sierra Leone continue for pile pressure, maybe he go get interest for play for Salo. But other people they say with the kind way how John Nobingi Issa enough time now the Nations Cup will be making be get for expressing disappointment. He must don't tell him party waiting on, and that can bring in issue for let you know able for turn up. Augustus Cabo get full 90 minutes inside Crotone, then 0-0 draw against Citadel, now the Italia Serie B. So then draw 0-0, but Augustus now one player. A lot of people be asked question about why he go and first of all they'll be drop him, but later be come back now the squad after Alusain being get injury. Augustus come back and but now be unused player throughout the Nations Cup. So he got full 90 minutes. These are some of the players them where they play week in, week out. The reason why they come with their information there so now know the Salon players where they play week in, week out around Europe, Asia, and America. So the last player for today now Christian Moses. He been there now the squad as them been get for beat Okas Shamas AIK by 5-0, 5-0 inside one club friendly match because some clubs in the Scandinavia then they on pre-season competition now or pre-season friendly for prepare for the season proper. So inside been beat 5-0 and it be accounts for a goal. He scored inside the 33 minutes of play. Christian Moses is one of the players that were on fire. It is score goals and it very much consistent, and one of the players that we help Vanamo for promote to the top tier league now Sweden. It been so unfortunate that he not been making to the African Cup of Nations after we in name not been show up now the 40-man provisional squad. It be really trained with the national team, but in name not been show up as they begin for drop arm. So these are the players them we perform this weekend for Sierra Leone. We will continue for bringing more updates about the players them across Europe and the world. So that's it. Desmond for we players them today. We so far been get game time. Some travel like Yaya travel with Genoa, but he not been get game time today against Roma. But players like Idris Kanu, Josh, Umaru Zengele, Issa Kalon, Alex, Augustus, and Christian Moses, they all be show up for the squad them.
Yeah, right. Now, good one, Maggie. That just tells you, say, with players and they perform very well, and some of them also the clubs and trust them. We lack now with national team. We bring them come in, but we not trust them. So that tells you, say, the clubs that wouldn't they play for trust. It look like Christian Moses. We bring him come and Salawuti we do to her. We not
Drop
even
him
look
out
and
of
say,
the squad. One of the
yes,
top players.
yes. We
Maybe
not even look
personally
and
get
say,
issue with that. Why John
yes.
drop him?
We not even
Because
look
some players then they wouldn't call. Christian get a good profile this season.
Yeah.
He's one of the top players. He do a lot for make sure say he contribute for let Vanamo qualify to the top tier league in Sweden. And the new season, again for be part of a team where they play top tier league na Europe.
Yeah. So that tells you. You see that the difference that approach, trust. The approach we get, how we trust with players then. So we get for begin think, and again, it is not just about listening, then week in and week out goal scoring ratio wouldn't they get, but also there is more to them. There are a lot of tools and way they out today, where even the FA can install for followed and traced and players then, even the coaches. But the question is how many of them cares? Some of them are only there for this money business, money. Me one grade, some man want hold the position till pass it die. Yes. So maybe where the die safe, then for go back and back with the position, so nobody know what take after. Then how can we grow? Kudos to we players and where they put then work in.
Yeah, just Augustus as well, getting full 90 minutes week in, week out for Croton.
Yeah. And then you bring and come the Nations Cup for the very first time, you keep on a bench. Sharp as he day. You get go 28 people, they use 15. Then you can go injured players then, where you not even use. And then you come back home, people they say, oh, yes, we overachieve.
And somebody say why Sierra Leone they celebrate draw? I was laughing. I said maybe because they're new to the a lot of the generation now new to the competition, and that made they celebrate draw. The person say no, we for do better than that, and I believe say yes, we for do better than, because if we settle for the less always, we not go perform. We not go exceed the level where we did, because let's just say no more we qualify, where we go, we play for draw, we happy. It not go good. We for do more than what we they do so now. So now as we round up to the Africa Cup of Nations, well, the match of the day when at the host Cameroon finally don't win the third place after they come from 3-0 down to for draw 3-3 full 90 minutes and win 5-3 on penalties. So they then correct them penalties mistakes. Because we see how they be missed to the Egyptians, but today we see they're able to score the penalty. So you get Iago, Onana, Otuara, now they all been scored for Burkina Faso, 24 minutes, and 43 now be on goal, 49 minutes. Then lead 3-0 Burkina Faso, and Cameroon come back from 3-0 down with Oken in 71 minute goal, and Abubakar serve as a captain. He show leadership and score inside 85 and 87 minutes for level the scores and take them to the shootout. What do you think about this match, Desmond?
Well, I've been a thrilling one. I've been a thrilling encounter because the bookmakers then say like match will go produce a lot of goals then, and then Burkina Faso take according to it in the bookmakers then say, but when you get the big boys and like Abubakar and the rest when they come inside, they stand in ground, and then if you look, I think at the third choice goalkeeper, maybe end up for Dede, so you get a different outcome. We make, even if you see some of the blunders, then we make when they score them goals, and they just tells you say yes, that's why he's the third goalkeeper. But anyway, now a good outfitting for Cameroon. Looking at the loss against Egypt, which it bring down to them. And somebody say the whole nation is like then a mourn, say somebody greater don't die. So it's good anyway. It's good for them, and it's also good for lift the spirit of the fans them as well, and build more confidence in the players them as well.
All right. So looking at the penalty mistakes, we see they be knocked out by penalty to Egypt, but today they're able to stand up to the, and ensure say everybody kick and score rather than the feeble way where they be kick against the Egyptians.
Yeah, exactly. That's a wonderful part of sport. when you make mistake, you go back to the drawing board, you go address them, you go look at things them, waiting work, waiting no work, and then you can practice them. So I'm sure then get them rehearsals them properly, and then the players themselves will go take the kicks them, put their minds in together, and when they take the shots then, and at the end of the day, then take first the excitement out of it. I want to go celebrate before I score now. It's about putting the ball behind the net, then go for go celebrate. That's good.
All right. So finally, the competition will come to an end tomorrow, where we go see Egypt playing against Senegal. And one possible way your prediction go through. You talk about one of the North African countries, then where go through to the finals, and you be mentioned Egypt inside one of the show. So, what do you think about this repeat? Because this is not a repeat finals. Egypt playing Senegal the last time Senegal been lost. You think say go be a different scenario this time around, or Egypt will continue for be the king of Africa?
Well, Egypt stand a chance for win the competition because if you look, they don't progress game after game, and they don't grow strength by strength. Every game, then they grow into a different team. Every game, then they grow into a different unit. Every game, then they grow into a different strength. So that alone don't help them. And now they don't reach. Now we call one blow. If you allow them hit you quick, say you don't go. So you go put everything where you get there. And mind you, they are very, very much organized. They are very organized and they get sharp players. Of course, we all know say Senegal, they play a very crowded way, where everybody they go at one man at the same time. Then they can get some mistakes they wouldn't make in the first 20 minutes of every match they're not supposed to make. So if they make them mistakes, then they're against the likes of Egypt, we get Mo Salah and the rest, but then we really punish them as an early as possible. But I believe, say, the same African euphoria we don't show in all the tournaments, where everybody they go to in the games, then very cautiously try to get a good defense setup, try to get plan with it in place for play the counter-attack system, or try for keep possession and look for the time wait for break. I believe say this time we get for see in the final. They predict say probably it could be a shootout. It could be on the shootout before we get the winner. I know see and saying a game we could bring with dramatic goals then. And you're not going to bring with dramatic goals then.
All right, because everybody want to be careful. So this go be an history for Cisse, where now the coach for Senegal, he play for them, and also now a coach. And also it go be history for two Liverpool players, where na Mane and that of Salah, where they lead the Liverpool front na England. And history also for Africa. So like you don't predict a penalty shootout, and even though they get prolific scorers, but you believe say the defense go be mindful. So as we round up now, waiting go be round up message in all the issues we don't discuss, the 40 million stadium renovation, the return of Leone Star Minister talking about the experience, John Keister as well, and everything with regards to this show.
Well, Salone, we get for begin approach things them in a manner way go make them sustainable, go make we get growth in them. And also we they into the sport them. We get for make sure say we change with mindset from just practicing for go for the Olympic, for go for them major tournament then, instead of also thinking of building back home something we go generate more income. And the area of generating income, besides getting funds from government and affiliated bodies, people also for think about them as well. It's not too uneasy, not too difficult talent we forget. In this world where we did today, if you say you're not able to progress, then which means you don't know waiting the work around the world. Most of the things that will strain for Africa today, you go to Facebook, if you type on there, you go see a lot of people that will come see they want for help you. You go to Google, you type there, you go see a lot of options and opportunities and way they did. But the problem is the platforms and where we get social media or all, what do they use an salon for? Now for fair, because we said do one kind of things and we're not correct, and then I don't really
in all I see in me 2 years of running Facebook and doing me show, it's like if you're not cause they get views. That's why people they go that way.
So that is it. So you see, so the positive side of people are not even thinking there. People are thinking I can tell some of me picking the way they can call me, hey, and send phone for me. I want to go na Facebook. I say, what did you go do na Facebook? Oh, then give me assignment, but I not sabi do am good. I say, you sabi use the phone first. Some of them, when I can tell them the opportunities they're waiting on social media and at the Google or whatever, then they say, how come? Every language where you study in a school today, everything where you want to know about the world, if you want for the ahead of your teacher. Maggie, I was lucky during the war, when the war did go on. I was really lucky. I worked with a United Nation peacekeeping force. I get a friend who I've been work with, work in the coach and tennis, and my name Edward Nonjovo from Zambia. So Edward now one of the people that we can open my mind to what in social media can they do. Edward take me one time at the office. He go show me how to go into Google, chat for everything. Maggie, from that day, all me notes them na school. Now they are the go puller. I can they ahead of me teachers then. In the evening, we go on coach and done. We go inside the motor car. I go na office to them. We see I go na the computer I type. I put what I want. Before I commodity, I go down print all me notes them. Compress one. Very easy for read and understand. So that system for me don't grow in me. But when you tell people now today, they say, oh, because no, not because I didn't at the West. I don't use waiting available for change me situation. So because you know now, we know we tell you, use them. So the same applies to with sports people there. There are a lot of opportunities there with the social media they bring up for solve the age problems and we can't only will solve. Through the social media, we're able to solve them easily. People in sports, administrators, let's use waiting available to win now. We could get there, let we left for the wait, say past and can't do it before we grow with sports. Let we find a way for market waiting we get.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Desmond. A lot of people say I for do head to head for Senegal. Well, not today, maybe some other time. But anyways, me the hope say Senegal go win the cup because I already the cup left now West Africa as somebody will come out West Africa. But with all good football now we go watch because we don't country we don't come out. So all the best to the two teams, and we hope say Cameroon go learn from the hosting what themselves do because a lot of lapses take place, and we on country self salon go learn. So next time, because me believe say we they qualify for the Ivory Coast African Cup of Nations we go take place next year. We must qualify, but we get seen them. That's what I see you they laugh. We get seen them only for put in place for make sure say we not go this time around as participators, but like go and participate, but we go as competitors. Go as competitors. And again, we get a whole discussion now. We got for unearth the truth. Why Kid Bellamy Foundation shut down? That's now one thing for unearth. We get forget. I don't get Desmond already. I try forget to saw and other people will be walk around the academy because why? That's not the only good thing we don't happen to Salon, and we see them back say that thing they die down. And they like today, we get one of the players that we represent at the AFCON. We post something, but the foundation our page. Somebody asks, hey, Mustafa Bundu be there Bellamy? Because people don't know. Mustafa Bundu and the Desmond way they see on the screen. So now then groom them boys then they from that academy day. And they not only get the ability for play football, they can speak good English, they also get good education as well. So if something good like that happened to a country and it just and no one is talking about it, the building just the grass they grow every day. Rather than say the sport council, National Sport Authority, NSA go do familiarization tour. After that, waiting go on. The building just did it. And we need such academies for operative to forget a proper youth system in our country. It's only Sierra Leone we get the football academy, they call it football academy, not even secretariat, without any single under 15 picking na kintom. We need for fix them things then they for make we get things right. Football, they now from youth system they start. And they just grab them and go pick people there for can play. When you get a proper youth system, then graduate through the ranks, then you go see. You see, Usa Issa Kalon come out when I do in profile. It come out from the Dutch under 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All the level and the Issa Kalon play for Holland. Go and check. Google them. A play for Holland from under 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. A play for them. So the decision self alone for decide for can play for Salon because he's if for being still get the opportunity for play for Holland. But deciding for play for Sierra Leone, a big decision where the young man take. So let we just see how we go. Like I say, we go unearth the truth why Bellamy shut down and why people where they are around football not use the opportunity for make use of even the building for start with under 15 or whatsoever. Kudos to AKK and in guys where they do the junior football thing. We hope so they will continue. So Desmond, we will come back again next week with another edition, and I hope say by then we don't prepare more because every day new thing that happen now is sport. New today we don't know who that LSC give the money.
Jada Kiss go know because I coordinate that. I must Amanda plan.
Well, what call her me say busy tonight.
No, you know go come answer because now in come would have planned it. Also LSC don't say like go give money. Now in plan everything. Now in tell LSC say go other people then they give money. Why you say no go give money? But you know that monkey, human being and don't turn monkey.
All right, then we go join Una next week. We tell Una thank you for today's show. It's been a nice weekend, and we hope say we will get a nice finals tomorrow. Although me not happy because me team Manchester they fall every day. Or not if it's a big kick penalty. Anyways.